BWOne here from BWOne. In this video, I want to give you my remastered review of the Nexus 6. So with the Nexus 6P and the Nexus 5X recently announced, I figured we'd take a look back at the Nexus 6 to see if it's still a viable device, to see if it's still good, and still if it lives up to the device that it was when it was originally announced about a whole year ago. So let's take a look back and let's see how good the Nexus 6 really is. So let's take a look here at the Nexus 6 that was made by Motorola just a year ago. This was the first phablet to come from Google and the Nexus family. We do know the new Nexus that are coming out, and they're keeping a phablet 1 out. So I figured prior to the announcement, I spent a couple weeks with the Nexus 6 again to sort of refresh myself and see if this device still holds up that came out just a year ago. For the most part, it still pretty much does. It's running Android 5.1 Lollipop now, which is pretty nice. It's fast and speedy. It's still very snappy, very responsive. I really like having that pure Google experience. And so far, when we've gotten to sort of Android 5.0 and kind of above, it's been really nice to have that experience. I definitely have to say here, multitasking is pretty fast. You'll be able to kind of jump through different applications with relative ease and kind of come back to home here. It's responsive. You have Google Now right at your fingertips there, and it's just right there. It's pretty cool. You have the OK Google, since it's always listening, which is pretty cool to have that. And it's like responsive, fast, speedy, snappy. I haven't had any really issues with that. Like I said, it has a Snapdragon 805 processor inside of here. It also has 3 GB of RAM, and it really keeps everything going. And it has a nice flow to it, I have to say, coming from Google here with the Nexus 6. You still have the front-firing speakers, which are pretty cool, pretty nice to have. I do like the design still. It's still a big phone for a lot of people out there. I do like this dimple here. It does really make it kind of gives you a bit of a better grip because your hand kind of naturally rests right there. But I do have big hands, so it's going to be kind of easier for me to hold this than some other people. It does that nice little curve in the back. It fits pretty snugly in the hand like that. You kind of see this fall in there. The overall build quality is still very, very good here on the Nexus. I haven't beaten it up too much, and you can see it still holds up and still looks pretty good overall. Now, I'm still disappointed that you can't expand the storage. 30 GB is okay. Would like a little bit more with it. It does have a good battery life still. I'm still able to get through pretty much a full day without too much of an issue, especially being a power user myself. It does come with a 3220 non-removable battery built into it, and so far that's held up pretty well. And it's actually improved just a little bit, I think I've noticed on 5.1. I don't think it's that big of an improvement, but it has helped out. I've been able to kind of run with this throughout the day and get all of my social networks on here. I have about 3 or 4 of those, about 2 emails in here. I've been messaging on Google Hangouts all day. I had a couple of video chats, and I've been able to kind of bang away at this thing throughout the day, and it's still been pretty good. Now, some of my caveats that I still think it's Achilles heel is the camera on here. It's still just not a great camera, even with the improvements to Google camera on here and some of the things that they added with it. It's still a pretty weak camera compared to the competition out there. We'll see if the Nexus 6P improves that, but it's still not great. Pictures are still a little grainy from time to time. Video recording's okay. It's not what you want. You want that nice candy that you kind of get out. You want that nice crispy and candy-like, just that really good photo is basically what I'm trying to say here. And it's unfortunately the Nexus just doesn't quite give you that. It's good enough for most people if they're just shooting something up to Facebook or to Twitter, or to share on social networks, or to share among friends. But if you really want that nice photo, that nice camera that really replaces your point and shoot, I really don't feel the Nexus 6 here's camera is all that great, but hopefully that'll change with Huawei and the Nexus 6P in the future. But overall, this is still a good buy. If you can go and grab this, you're not too concerned about the camera, it's still a good buy overall. It's a good phone. I like the build quality. It's still fast. It's still snappy. You know you're going to get the latest versions of Android coming in with it. Overall, I still have to give it a thumbs up now. So, as I said before, my top 3, I had 3 good reasons why it was a good phone. And even to this day right now, in our remastered review, I feel that this is still a good phone. It's still something you can pick up. So this is BWOne here from BWOne. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps us out. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on all our social networks. The link is in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.